Hey everyone, welcome to Dave's Bonsai. On today's episode, the maple gets a thread graft, or two, or maybe three. So we're in the middle part of June. It's kind of a steamy day. I'm in the shade. It's a little breezy, so we'll try not to have too much talk during the gusts of wind. But I have my Japanese maple that I'm ready to thread graft. So with the thread graft at this time of year, I've got the branches. We're at a stage where everything is kind of hardened off. That first stage of growth is coming to an end, mid part of June. Branches are hardened off, the leaves have hardened off closer to the base of the secondary branches. There's still new growth, starting a little tiny growth out here, but I'm going to go ahead and give this a thread graft. So I'm going to take this branch and I'm going to wrap it around and put it through the tree here. I might even take one of these taller branches and whip it through and try to get a third graft done. So we have to find our spots, we have to make sure our tools are clean and sharp, and we're going to get started. I have a brand new set of drill bits here, so they're nice and clean and ready to go. The trick is finding the right size so I don't make too big of a hole in the trunk here for the branch to go through. Now on the branches, we are going to defoliate all of the leaves so we can get it through with just the branch, and then hope the new growth will start at the internodes of the leaves. So this is one of two branches down here. This was the original one. It's growing nice and got some nice movement here. This is the one I'm going to thread graft because this one's just too thick now and it won't bend all the way around. So a couple of things I'm going to consider as I make this thread graft work. One, I'm going to defoliate and I'm going to find where these are going to go. And I'm going to carefully apply wire to this to bend it in the right shape so it doesn't want to move. Because if I don't wire it, it's going to want to bend back into the regular shape. So I'm going to go ahead and try to bend this around and put the thread graft on through and have it wired so it kind of stay in that position. So we have to find some wiring after we defoliate the leaves. So let's get the leaves defoliated. So I've got two branches on here that I'm hoping will go ahead and provide the thread graft. And I'm cutting these as close to the trunk or the branch as possible so we don't rip and damage the tip. So you can also thread graft before the growth comes out, but as soon as you have those buds swelling, if they start to swell too soon and you don't get to the thread graft in time, you're never going to be able to poke the branch through and get it through there without damaging the buds. So this time of year, as I've researched, you cut all the leaves off. Now we've lost all the older buds that came out and leafed already, and now we're going to hope new ones will develop with this thread graft. So here I have the two branches, got a longer one and a smaller one, and I have to figure out where I want to thread graft this. Now, so this was a grafted tree, some kind of Japanese maple variety. Acer palmatum, is that how you say it? I'm thinking of two different things. It's the Japanese maple, probably grafted onto another variety of maple that's hardy to this region up in the upper Midwest. And so I've got this graft mark down here, and it's starting to thicken up here, this base. I got this little bulge right here where this one is growing, which is kind of growing on the inside of a curve a little bit, but that'll swell up a little bit and probably get rid of some of that reverse taper. So what I think I'm going to do for every other pattern, I have this little tiny bud growing right here, is that I probably need something right here. Now this is on the inside of a curve, but again, if this takes and it swells up this part of the trunk as it grows in time, maybe this will swell and it won't be as much of an inverse taper. But I'll do it just in case it takes, but then I'm going to do the other one right above here. So we have here, 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 and here. So I have two right here. And then I might put a third one this direction again, just to see if I can get three in here with something like this branch right here. Maybe this branch right here can flip around. I'm not sure if it's long enough. We'll get these first two primary ones first. So Now that I've got it defoliated, let's find a drill bit to see what's going to go through the tree. So go ahead and match up the drill bit. This one seems a little bit too big. Can I go one smaller? Oh my gosh, and that one's missing. Of course it's missing. Why would that one be the one that's missing? This one's so close. I think we can make this one work and get 3 inner nodes through the tree. So I think this one is going to be the winner because that other one is just too big. And that's the bigger of the 2 branches. And we'll see if that first one works. Okay. So as I come around to the front of the tree, I want to drill in this way so I have the clean entry wound here and maybe the more sloppy entry wound here, right? I don't want the scar to be too much on the front, so I want to try to go at a side angle a little bit. But let's take our time and see where this could possibly go through before we do any drilling. So this one could be the tall one. Going right through there. Up here. There we go. And this one could be the one that comes through the bottom. Kind of at a split point in the tree. It's really risky. But again, if I wire this slowly, can I get that to go through right about there? All right. So we need some wire. So I'm going to use this as a hook. I'm going to bring this around. I'm going to wire this up here to where this splits off into 2. Right there. Alright, I need the next thinner wire. To do these 2 branches. So here's where we got the first wire on right here. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this on here. Now this isn't going to be for any kind of aesthetics. We just want to get these branches so they'll bend. So a little wiring here on this side. And then on this side. And I can't do this one very much because it's got to utilize most of that. I'll leave that on for right now. So here we have a nice tight angle of the tree, and I've got this tree wired here. And I want this branch to come over here and this branch to come over here. So we're going to kind of slowly get these over into this spot right there. There's that one. And then this one is going to be over in that spot too. So I have these curvy wires. This branch is going to come out here and this branch is going to come out right there. So we're getting in the close proximity of where it's going to be. So now let's drill some holes and find out where it's really going to be, and then we can put things in place. So again, I want one branch to come out right between these 2. Even though it's kind of on this inside of a curve, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to get this one right here. And this drill bit is just going to go through. Well, at least I hope it'll go through. I did not go through. That won't go through. We need a bigger bit anyway. So let's make sure it's in there again. Okay, and then the other hole, we want to come up somewhere about here. That's working hard, getting hot. Well, that one barely broke through. I have a piece of copper wire now here. I'm going to see if this goes all the way through. And it does. Okay, so that's where the branch is going to go through. How about this one? That one goes through too. Now that's stiff copper wire. And I want to make sure that that goes through. Okay. So the trick is, will I be able to get this through from this side now, based on where this branch is? I made it a little tricky on myself, but there we go. Yeah, there we go. So I made this sure that the opening is good and strong. And it went through. This opening is good and strong. That went through. So our first one has to come through about here. So we're going to twist this around. And we're going to see if we can get this one in there. And we got the... So at first attempt, those buds are a little wide on the outside there, so we have to go another bit thicker. We're going to go a bit thicker. So we're ready to try again. That's the 5th bit I've had in. I started small, making sure that I'm not going too big too fast. We're just going to keep plugging away. And we're going to see now if this will fit through this new hole down here. Nope, I think it'll just slow up too much. I don't know if that's big enough to get through the whole tree if I cut it right there. This is dead right here. So this would be the tip. This would be the first inner node. I got to get that through. I'd like to get that through in this one on the edge as much as possible. So I can either just keep trimming this a little bit more thin and hope we can get that through. Or we got to go another bit size bigger. There we go. There we go. And I have poke through. Okay, so now I have to bend this. And bring this around. And now I got the second node in there. Right to there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this right around here, around this branch. Right here. And this ain't moving. One of the biggest things we want to be concerned about when we put a thread graft in is not moving this. So I've got a node here, I've got a node here, and the other node is inside. I'm hoping this will be enough to get that through. And it's secured right here by a wire. I left that extra wire in there to put it on this tree, and now it's right there, and we hope this will take. Okay? Now because I had to drill the hole a little bit bigger to get these nodes through, we got a little bit of looseness here. But we're going to go ahead and just put a little toothpick in here, and we're going to make it a tight fit. And then we're going to break off the toothpick. There we go. Toothpick is broken off. This is nice and tight. This is not going to move anywhere. Okay? And to be extra cautious, we're going to put some cut paste to plug all that up so no moisture gets in there and we have any problems. So node and node, live tissue, this part is dead right here. We're going to hope that that takes and hope that that's far enough through. My next thread graft will go a lot farther because I have a longer branch. Now what I have to be careful, of course, in the future is not to move these, but I'm going to have to move these right now. So as I twist this one, let's bring this one up over here and see if this one goes in right away since we've got bigger hole. And it does. It's in there. It's in there to this node right there. I'm going to clip off a little bit of this extra node right here so we can go a little bit further. Right there. And did I leave enough on for this one? So this one wrapped around right here, the extra wire, just enough. And we have our 3 nodes sticking out over there. Gonna get our toothpick in here on the backside this time and shove it in good and long and then break it off. Toothpick is in there and off. And we're going to cover it up here like we did with the other one with some cut paste. So it protects that open wound. So there's a close-up of the exit wounds. We've got branch 1 down here, branch 2 up here. So you can't see it, but the lowest branch is down here by the black wire, right over here. And then this would be the every other. And then the new branch is right here from this spring, and then here's this one over here. These two are kind of on a similar plane. I should have put this one maybe towards the back more, and this one maybe towards the front more. So that's something I would maybe improve next time. But from the front, yeah, from the front it looks like we have 2 bar branches, of course, but we'll be taking those off. So here's a close-up. Entry, exit, entry, exit. Wired up tight over here, wired up tight over there, so these don't move. We have a toothpick in there, so those won't move either, and we're going to hope that those will all of a sudden start to leaf out with natural watering, and we'll get some growth, and we'll have successful thread grafts on the Japanese maple. Now let's see if we can get one more thread graft long as we're grafting this tree, and it would be maybe going on this side from something around here. So my third attempt at a graft will be coming from way up here. We're going to get this branch to come way down here and maybe go like that. And that gets 2 nodes through. I don't think I can get 3 nodes through. That's my longest branch. That'll be my most successful one. So let's go ahead and defoliate this one like we did the others. Cutting off the new growth so we can shove this through. All the way out to the terminal bud. So we have another one right here that we can bring right here and get through 3 nodes if we're lucky here. Yeah, we got a flexible branch here, so let's get that wire on there and we'll be good to go. And we want this one to come somewhere right about in here. And we'll put that one more towards the back because I have a branch that these branches are up front more. We'll put this out towards the back. So let's get that drill going. Oh, I just damaged this one. Look at that. I snapped this one right off from this one bumping. Gonna have to do that one all over. Can you see that? I wasn't paying close enough attention and I snapped this one right off. So that one is no longer going to be one that would take. So we have 3 nodes this way. I have this branch right here with this wire. Put that wire right there, it has less chance to move. It's not all the way around that trunk, but it will keep it from moving a little bit. Go get our toothpick in there, snap it off. We'll get some cut paste on there, and then we have to figure out a solution for the big problem. The branch that I really wanted the most is the one I broke. So as always with bonsai projects like these, you gotta slow down, make sure you're doing what you need to do and not hurting the tree further. So I created that damage by not paying attention. So excited about getting the 3rd one in, I broke this one off. Now this is the bottommost branch over here, so I want that one to take, but now I have all these branches over here, boom, boom, and boom if this one takes, and I'd have this big gap here again, so I'd want that one to take. So the question is can I bend another branch all the way down there? Now, there is live tissue here. There is the remote chance that the bud that's right there could sprout out new growth, but that's a tough cut right there. I could leave it just to see, but I don't know. I'm new to thread grafting. I don't know if that would take at all. But it is live tissue, and it is the end of a branch, and it's where a bud was right at the edge of old growth. What to do? This one is good, this one's in good shape. What can I do with that one? Oh, frustrating. That is super frustrating that I went too fast, which is what I do often. Gotta tell myself to slow down. Let's get some cut paste on the back side here, just so no critters or anything that wants to get in there. We'll do that while I think about what I'm going to do next. None of the branches are long enough. I have no more long branches to come through here, so I'm just going to leave it in there, cross my fingers, and hope that something develops there. But I've got 2 branches in the works. I may end up chopping this one off here anyway and leaving this and this being the primary branches. I could cut all this off anyway. I definitely will cut it right here, right above this cut. If this one takes, I would cut it off right here. We'd lose another 8-10 inches. So to recap, we thread grafted. We drilled our holes from the exit of the branch first, so it would be a clean hole where the new branch goes. We stuck the branch in. We got some cut paste in there to secure it. We wired it to the tree, wired it for security to bend it so there's less movement. When it gets windy, you want all this stuff moving around, even if I bump this right here. I notice I got a little bit of crack right here that we're going to have to put a little putty on too, which is okay. This is a a tree that has a lot of water movement, so this little crack in this branch shouldn't matter. We'll hope not anyway. We're going to put putty on just in case. The experiments continue. So this one broke off. It does have live tissue at the end there. We'll see if it can grow. That is where the bud was edged off right there. So we'll hope that that can maybe get some new growth right there. We'll hope this takes off. We'll hope this takes off. And worst case scenario, if none of them take off, the idea this year was to chop it right here. I will trunk chop it right here or air layer it next year. Some folks have said air layer the top, but this has such an ugly section up here with 3 branches that were really horizontal this way. I don't know that it would be worth air layering right there. So I'm just hoping that some of these take off, and if not, we'll chop it and we'll get some new branches. I still have this main branch and this new branch right here. We have growth to the tree and life to the tree. I think we'll be in good shape. Okay, it's time to stop thinking about it. I'm perseverating over it. I'm worried about this, but I don't have a branch that's big enough to do one more air layer and replace this one. So we've got 1, 2 possibles. This one is not as likely, but again, we'll see. It's a maple tree, a lot of fast moving water going up and through there, and nutrients with all the fertilizer I have on here. If we can get a lot of movement and some cell movement, maybe we'll get some life into those branches after all. I got the wires in here to secure it. I think we're good. It's a windy day today, and these aren't even budget. So we'll go put it back where it goes and let it heal, and cross our fingers, everybody. Let's hope for the best. So that's going to do it for another one. Short and sweet this time. A little show about thread grafting, my first attempt. Cross your fingers with me, okay? Hey, take care of you, take care of your bonsai, and we're going to catch you very, very soon.